Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I wanted to leave this pre-recorded video for you as I will be traveling for the next few days. So what I wanted to talk about today was be feral and get whatever the F you want. So first off, I do want to put a little announcement out there that I believe the day that I'm posting this is the last day or one of the last days of my Black Friday sale. So use Luxe, Luxe 23 to get 23% off any of the courses. Highly recommend getting into any course that's going to be live in the next month because these are going to be new energy, like completely reactivated and just incredible, magical. So definitely get in those. But today I sent out an email a few days ago where I just let loose. And honestly, we're all playing so much smaller in our desires than we could ever need to or really want to. And the only reason for this is because we don't give ourselves permission to want more, have more, be that next level identity of this woman who has everything she freaking wants. And this really broke through for me this week because I realized that this past year, what I've done a lot of, and yes, I've like manifested a lot and done, I've really gotten far, right? If we want to think about it that way, I have, and I've leveled up into this whole new identity. I'm sure like everyone's noticing in the past few videos at the very least. But what I've noticed is that before that and before I stepped into that, a lot of what I was doing this year was compromising my desires. And this mistake happens so much, and I see it with so many women. But I just want to get into the video and it'll honestly explain this, how not to do this, and how to actually get what you want in the 3D reality rather than just in your imagination or like, oh, maybe I can have it in a few years, or maybe I can have it after I do all of these things. No, you get to have it now, and that's what I'm going to go into. So your next level self, number one, your next level self does not need permission from your current identity to have everything that she has. We're stuck in this kind of like, state of needing to get permission from someone. We're like still in this good girl conditioning of we need mommy or daddy or someone to say yes. Like you're allowed to have that. It's okay. Like we won't be offended. You won't get any hate for this. Like it's okay. You're still safe. But that next level version of you does not really give a damn if you in your current identity with your current limiting beliefs and assumptions would give her permission. She's not going to look back. Like you don't look back at yourself a year ago and ask that version of yourself permission to step into who you are today. No, you don't do that. Like it doesn't make any sense when you think about it that way. So why would, if you want to step into the next level version of yourself, which is the version of you that is more leveled up, the one that has different assumptions about herself, the one who naturally creates the world around her and has people treat her a whole different way and has everything she wants and everything that you currently desire, all of that is fulfilled over here. She's not looking back and asking your current self for permission. She's like, damn, I kind of wish I could, I kind of laugh at her, right? Like, I kind of wish that I could just tell her, like, please, it's literally so easy. You can have whatever you want. Like, stop holding yourself back. So she does not ask this current version for permission. My future self, whatever you want to call it, like leveled up, higher self, quantum self, in a month from now, I'm not going to be asking myself permission right now. So you think that the version of you who already has what you want would want to look back in this current state and ask for permission? No. So you don't even need to, first of all, we already know we don't need permission from anyone else, but you don't even need it from yourself right now. Just do it. Like literally just do it. You'll be waiting your entire life to get someone to tell you it's okay. Like go ahead, go for it. No one's going to tell you that. No one's going to. Here, I'll tell you right now, like it's okay, go for it, right? But you don't even need it from your current self. Because I got to this point where I did not care about what really anyone else thought. to some degree, right? Like, of course, I'm still dealing with those things and still unleashing myself and really getting to the point where I really, really don't care, like a whole new level of that. But for the most part, like 80%, I did not care. For some reason, I would still hold myself back and need permission from my current self in order to go to the next level. And then whenever I decided this in the past month or so, where I didn't even need permission for myself because I'm not going to be looking back and asking this version of myself for it, that freed a whole new level up. That just unlocked a whole new paradigm of able to show up for myself, because I just did it anyways. Like, I just didn't care. That's what this is all about, honestly, is like not caring. So number 2, if someone can convince you out of what you want, which happened to me a lot at the beginning of this year, if someone can convince you out of what you want, you did not truly, like, you weren't ready for it. You didn't truly want it yet. You might have had the idea and you were toying with it, but you were not yet in the identity that was able to receive that. And so if you're able to be talked out of your desires, catch yourself on that and realize that that's just you believing you don't get to have it yet, and then you probably won't get it. I know you won't get it until you fully choose into the identity that already has it. Because she's not sitting there being talked out of her desires that she already has, right? Like, I'm not going to be talked out of the house that I'm in now. I already decided into it. But I could be talked out of, or I can't now, but I could have been talked out of my desire for the next level house that I want, or the car that I want, or whatever. It doesn't even have to be material things, right? If you can be talked out of a man providing for you, then you are not ready to have a man provide for you. So you can't half-ass a business, you can't half-ass a relationship and expect to reap the amazing rewards, right? You also can't do this unless you're fully committed in on this desire, unless you're fully committed in on this identity. If you can be talked out of it, you just won't last in the game of leveling up into it. So feel into that and like commit to that identity so strong, and commit to the new assumptions and the new reality so strongly that you literally cannot be talked out of it. Number 3. And what all this has to do with is, like, honestly, being a next level of wild. That's why I said, like, be feral, not my name, but feral, F-E-R-A-L, and get what you want. Like, this takes kind of a level of delusion and crazy only because it's not the normal for most people. Most people always get talked out of what they want. Like, I'll look around and I'm like, there is no way. Well, I know this. Most people are not sitting there living out the life of their wildest dreams, of their greatest desires. They have succumbed to the rhetoric of, you should just be happy with what you have. And I'm all for, like, being grateful. Obviously, like, gratitude is, if you aren't grateful for what you have, why would you even have more, right? But people they have this rhetoric of, like, you're greedy if you want more, you're high maintenance, you're a bad person if you want more. And all of these things are just limiting assumptions that make them feel better about themselves for not sticking to their desires. And so that can definitely be a dangerous place to fall into, but that's how most of the world is existing. So number 3 is honestly what you have to do and what you should do, and go write this down after this or while you're listening, is 10x to 100x your desires. So what I noticed is that whenever I would desire something, so let's talk about my Cartier wish list. For example, what I really have wanted and what I will be getting very soon is the nail bracelet, just include bracelet, I think is how you pronounce it. And what I kept doing is, like, almost buying the ring instead, like the nail ring. But then it never would happen. Like, neither would work out. I'm like, like, I know I really want the bigger one anyways, but I keep almost settling for the smaller one. Why am I doing this, right? Well, I wasn't fully decided on it, and I was just playing small. So 10x to 100x your desires. Like, I've talked about this before, but if you don't set a goal high enough, you actually won't achieve it because it's not exciting enough. Like, you aren't going to change your identity to get there. Something has to be big enough where you know that the current version of you could, like, there's no possible way that she could get there. And so you actually have to show up as a new woman to be able to get that. So that's how exciting it should be. What I like to do for this personally is I like to do a visualization and then go all out. Like, not even what would this next level version of me want, like as far as I can imagine, almost in goal, but having it right now. And then, you know, you have to say, like, fuck what anyone thinks about it. Even my own beliefs, even my own current identity, because this identity is not going to get it anyways. Next week, I'm going to have a different one that I've leveled up into that's going to be closer to that. But this one right here, sitting here right now, is not going to get the things that are not already manifesting into my reality. What I have right now is what is manifesting in my reality. I have to continue to level up and grow and shed these limiting beliefs and take on new assumptions and take on a new way of being in order to see that actually manifest into the physical reality. Like, I don't want to ring y'all's ears here, but like things I can touch, right? Things I can feel. Otherwise, it just stays in your imagination. And that is a place where I actually stayed for a very long time. I had this weird stagnating period of like, what the hell? Like, this doesn't work. This is so stupid. And honestly, I mean, that's a thought that even in, higher level masterminds that I've been in, you'll still hear people go through these periods and like start to doubt it. But once you see it for yourself and once you repeat it over and over and over again and you actually commit to it and stick to it and you do not compromise, like your desire is non-negotiable, no one can talk you out of it, that's when you start to see it. That's when you start to see it. You cannot put your faith into the fear of like, what if I don't get it? Or what if somebody, says this about me if I get it? All of those things, like that is putting your faith into fear and not in yourself. You must put it in yourself, and you must put it into the fact that like someone else, this is nothing to someone else. Your desire is like crumbs or dust to someone else. They're like, you only want a Cartier nail bracelet, right? Like that's a joke to someone. They're like, okay, like literally that's pennies for me. So think so much bigger and you will get so much bigger instead of playing the slow game and then honestly getting into a place where you probably aren't getting any of it. I've been, I literally, 4 people within the span of a weekend told me or mentioned or like it came up somewhere on social media where I should watch Selling Sunset. I'm not like a huge reality show fan, but I like the bougie ones. I used to watch Beverly Hills Housewives or The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills a while back. And so many people told me to watch this. Like I've been told to watch this for months and I finally did. And honestly, I love it. Like it's kind of an interesting wealth activation because I'm watching these people have this nonchalant energy, have this new normal of just going and purchasing a $10 million house. They're like, oh, that's a small listing. Like, please give me the $70 million house. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why have I been playing so small? That is that's ridiculous. Obviously, it's a show, but like, people are actually buying these things, right? So like I'm just going to desire a 3-bedroom apartment with a corner window? Of course I can have that. Like that's crazy to think in a world where people are buying $70 million houses that I could not just have that. Like that doesn't make any sense. Okay, sorry, I think I was lagging a bit there, but that just doesn't make any sense for me to play it that small. for me to think that my top desire is pennies to someone else, no, like we can go bigger. And the version of me now is definitely not going to be giving permission to the version of me who has that, right? I'm not even going to remember this identity. I will be laughing at it and I will be like, I cannot believe all she wanted was like this apartment, right? So go wild on your manifestations. Like, don't let anyone talk you out of it. Commit to them and actually get what you desire. We're not playing around anymore. Like, we're getting it. We're not going to sit here and just watch these videos and like maybe be a little bit inspired and not take any sort of action or become the woman who actually gets it. That's not fun. That's not fun. I mean, maybe it sparks some energy in you where you're like, oh yay, maybe I can have it. And then the next day you've talked yourself out of it. No, that's not why we're here. And if I have anything to do with it, like no one in this space will be behaving that way. We're getting what we want. We aren't giving these things because we're selfish, high maintenance, and like ridiculous. You want things for a reason because you are meant to experience it. So start acting like it. Okay. After that little rant, I'm going to go ahead and get off and have some Thanksgiving dinner because I'm filming this on Thanksgiving. But y'all have an amazing and safe holiday. Make sure and check out the links below. Lux23 is the code that you need to use to get into any course for 23% off. So I will see you there. Can't wait to see the girls who are signed up for my live courses coming up. I know it's a lot, but oh my God, it's going to be magical and exciting. And I cannot wait to see you there. Goodbye.